I'm Leslie. I help people get off the struggle bus and into physical, mental, and emotional well being. I haven't really talked about what my series has been in the last few weeks after my level 10 life, but I'm making videos related to executive functioning skills. And executive functioning skills are extremely important, especially for people with like autism and ADHD. The neurodiverse community has huge issues with executive functioning, and so I've done videos on organization and planning, and this week our focus topic of the executive functioning skill is time management. But I wanted to review with you also the other executive functioning skills that I will continue to do as the weeks progress. And those include task initiation, working memory, metacognition, which is thinking about what you're thinking about, self-control, attention, flexibility, and perseverance. So be looking forward to those videos as they come. In this video, we're going to go over a couple of different things. First, I'm going to tell you a story about my own personal time management journey and how that has played out in my life. Then we're going to go over what are the skills that you need to have good time management skills. Then I'm going to provide you with 10 stories of different strategies that people have used to get through their time management issues and work them out for themselves. And then the last thing I'm going to go over are 10 different resources that you can use that might provide you with a way to have better time management. So I hope you enjoy and stay tuned. Once there was a woman named Leslie, yes, it's me, who was a busy working mother of 2 children. I had a demanding job as a K-12 counselor in the only school of over 500 students working part-time in private practice, and I had a lifelong dream of starting my own business. One day I decided to take the leap and launch my own personal development and life coaching business. However, I realized that managing my new business along with other responsibilities was going to be a major challenge. I was overwhelmed with the amount of work I needed to do, and I struggled to find time to focus on my new business while taking care of my family and meeting my work commitments. To overcome this obstacle, I decided to focus on improving my time management skills. I set myself a schedule that allowed me to dedicate specific time blocks to each of my responsibilities, including my new business. I made a list of top priorities for each day and used tools like a calendar and to-do lists to make me stay on track. I also learned to say no to certain tasks and delegate when appropriate, freeing up time for myself. As I continued to refine my time management skills, I found I was able to work more efficiently and effectively, complete tasks more quickly and with less stress, and I found more time to focus on my business. Hopefully, over time, my personal growth and life coaching business will grow to become successful, thanks in part to my dedication and hard work. Through my experience, I am still learning that good time management is essential for success, and that with the right tools and strategies, it's possible to overcome even the biggest obstacles. Today, I continue to use my time management skills to balance my various responsibilities and pursue my dreams, both in personal and professional life. Time is what we want most, but what we use worse. Here are 7 skills you need for good time management. Organizational skills, prioritizing tasks and deadlines, planning, focusing on tasks and avoiding multitasking, making good decisions, communication skills, even in team building, adaptability skills, and self-discipline. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Susan, and she had a hard time staying focused on her work. She would often get distracted by her phone, social media, and other things around, which made it difficult for her to complete her task efficiently. Sound like anyone you know? One day, Susan decided to take action and eliminate the distractions from her workspace. She started by turning off her phone and putting it in a drawer. Then she closed all unnecessary tabs on her computer
and cleared her workspace of any clutter. As Susan started to work without distractions, she found that she was able to concentrate better and get more done in less time. She was also less stressed and more relaxed, which helped her to work more efficiently. Susan realized that eliminating distractions was not just about removing external stimuli, but also about developing a mindful approach to her work. By focusing on one task at a time, she was able to give each task her full attention and work more efficiently. In the end, Susan learned that eliminating distractions was not just about increasing productivity, but also about developing a more mindful and present approach to her work. By focusing on the task at hand and removing external distractions, she was able to achieve her goals more efficiently and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Eliminating distractions is important to improving your time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lily who had a really big project due at the end of the semester. And she had a clear idea of what she needed to do, but she found the task so overwhelming that she didn't know where to begin. Lily had heard that breaking a task into smaller steps could make it more manageable. So she decided to give it a try. She started by listing all the tasks that she needed to complete to finish the project. Then she broke each of those tasks down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, instead of research and write a paper, Lily's list included smaller steps like gather research materials, outline the paper, and write the introduction. As Lily started to work on each step, she found the task less overwhelming. Each small accomplishment gave her a sense of progress and motivation to keep going. As she worked through the steps, Lily also discovered that breaking the task into smaller pieces helped her identify areas where she needed more help or more resources. She was able to reach out to her classmates and professors for assistance on specific parts of the project. In the end, Lily was able to complete the project on time and with less stress than expected. She learned that breaking a task into smaller steps was not just a productivity hack, but a powerful way to manage stress and build confidence in her abilities. Breaking a task into smaller steps is a great way to improve your time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jeremy, and he worked really long hours at a stressful job. And he was so focused on work that he often forgot to take breaks and recharge his batteries. One day, Jeremy realized that he was feeling burnt out and unproductive. He knew that he needed to take a break, but he felt guilty and anxious about leaving his work unfinished. Sound like anyone you know? Despite his concerns, Jeremy decided to take a short break and step outside for some fresh air. As he walked around the block, he felt his stress levels start to decrease, and he began to feel more relaxed and focused. Feeling refreshed and energized, Jeremy returned to his work with a renewed sense of purpose. He found that he was able to complete his task more efficiently and with fewer errors. He also felt more creative and inspired, which helped him to come up with new ideas and solutions to problems. Over time, Jeremy developed a habit of taking regular breaks throughout his workday. He would step outside, meditate, or listen to music to recharge his batteries and reduce his stress levels. By taking breaks, Jeremy was able to work more efficiently and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. In the end, Jeremy learned that taking a break was not just about relaxing and recharging his batteries, but also improving his productivity and creativity. By taking the time to step away from his work and clear his mind, he was able to return to his task with a renewed focus and energy. Taking a break can increase your time management abilities. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Ben who struggled with procrastination. He had a long list of tasks to complete, and he found himself getting distracted by social media, video games, and other forms of entertainment. One day, Ben decided to try using a timer to help him stay focused. He set a timer for 25 minutes and promised himself that he would work on a task without any distractions until the timer went off. At first, Ben found it challenging to stay focused for a full 25 minutes. He often got the urge to check his phone or take a break, but he persisted, reminding himself that he could take a break once the timer went off. As Ben started to use the timer more frequently, he found that he was able to get more done in less time. He was also less stressed and more focused on his task, which helped him achieve his goals more efficiently. Over time, Ben learned to use the timer as a tool for productivity and focus. He would set a specific time for tasks as well as take breaks and have self-care activities. He also found that a timer helped him become more mindful of how he spent his time, and he was able to prioritize the things that mattered most to him. In the end, Ben discovered that using a timer is not just about managing time, but about managing distractions and prioritizing focus. By using the timer as a tool, he was able to achieve his goals and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Using a timer can help increase your time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jack who struggled with keeping up with all of his responsibilities. He had a demanding job, a family to take care of, and a long list of personal goals he wanted to achieve. Does that sound familiar? One day, Jack decided to make a to-do list and prioritize his tasks in order of importance. He started by listing his job responsibilities at the top, followed by his family commitments, and then his personal goals. However, as he went throughout his day, he found himself constantly getting sidetracked by emails and phone calls and just other random distractions. By the end of the day, he had barely made any progress on his to-do list and was feeling really overwhelmed. That's when Jack realized that he had set his priorities wrong. While his job and family were important, he had neglected to prioritize taking care of himself and his own needs. So he made a new to-do list with self-care at the top, followed by his job, family, and personal goals. As he started prioritizing self-care, Jack found that he had more energy and focus to tackle his other responsibilities. He made time for exercise, meditation, and hobbies that he enjoyed. He also learned how to say no to distractions that didn't align with his priorities. In the end, Jack found that setting priorities was not just about listing tasks in order of importance, but about understanding what truly mattered to him and making time for those things. By prioritizing self-care, he was able to be more present and effective in all areas. Once upon a time, there was a woman and her name was Jane, and she struggled with keeping track of her busy schedule. She would often forget important appointments, miss deadlines, and feel overwhelmed about her workload. One day, Jane decided to try using a planner to organize her schedule and her tasks. She started writing down all of her upcoming appointments, her deadlines, and tasks in the planner, including the time and location of each event. As Jane used her planner more and more, she found that she was able to stay on top of her schedule and complete her tasks more efficiently. She was able to prioritize her tasks based on their importance and urgency, and she could plan her day in advance, which helped her avoid feeling overwhelmed. Jane also found that using a planner helped her feel more in control of her life. She was able to see the big picture of her schedule and could easily adjust her plans if something unexpected came up. Over time, Jane developed a habit of using her planner every day. She would review her schedule in the morning, plan her tasks for the day, and check off each task as she completed it. By using her planner, Jane was able to work more efficiently and feel less stressed and overwhelmed. In the end, Jane learned that using a planner was not just about organizing her schedule and tasks, but also about developing a mindful and intentional approach to her life. By taking the time to plan her days and stay on top of her schedule, she was able to achieve her goals more efficiently and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Using a planner can increase your time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a woman, her name was Maggie, and she was always busy taking care of other people. She would work long hours at her job, take care of her family and her friends, and always put other people's needs before her own. Sound like anyone you know? One day, Maggie realized that she was feeling burnt out and exhausted. She was focused on taking care of other people that she forgot to take care of herself. Maggie decided to start practicing self-care, which meant making time for activities that made her feel happy and relaxed, and she started taking long walks in the park, practicing yoga, and reading books that she enjoyed. As Maggie started to practice self-care more and more, she found that she was able to recharge her batteries and feel more energized and focused. She was able to prioritize her own needs and take care of herself, which actually helped her to be more effective in her job and in her relationships. Maggie also found that practicing self-care was not just about taking care of herself, but also about setting an example for others. By showing her family and friends that it was important to take care of oneself, she was able to inspire them to do the same. In the end, Maggie learned that practicing self-care was not just about taking care of oneself, but also about being better and more effective caretaker for others. By prioritizing her own needs and well-being, she was able to lead a happier and more fulfilling life, while also inspiring others to do the same. Practicing self-care is important to improving your time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Laura who had a hard time saying no to people. She would always say yes to every request that came her way, even if it meant taking on too much and feeling overwhelmed. One day, Laura realized that saying yes to everything was taking a toll on her mental and physical health. She was always busy and stressed, and she didn't have time for the things that she really enjoyed doing. Laura decided that she needed to learn to say no to requests that didn't align with her values or goals. And it was a difficult decision for her, but she knew it was necessary for her well-being. As Laura started to say no to requests that didn't align with her values or goals, she found that she had more time and energy for the things that she enjoyed doing. She was able to focus on her priorities and pursue her goals without feeling overwhelmed or stressed. Laura also realized that saying no was not just about setting boundaries, but also about respecting herself and her time. By saying no, she was able to communicate her needs and values to others and develop stronger and healthier relationships. Over time, Laura developed a habit of saying no when she needed to. She would carefully consider each request that came her way and say yes only if it aligned with her values or goals. By learning to say no, Laura was able to achieve her goals more efficiently and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. In the end, Laura learned that saying no was not just about setting boundaries, but also about respecting herself and her time. By prioritizing her own needs and values, she was able to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. Saying no to things can be an important tool for practicing good time management skills. Once upon a time, there was a man named Tom, and he thought that multitasking was the key to productivity. He believed that he could get more done if he tackled several tasks at once. However, Tom soon realized that multitasking was not as effective as he thought. He found that he often made mistakes, missed important details, and felt stressed and overwhelmed. One day, Tom decided to try focusing on just one task at a time instead of multitasking. He started by creating a to-do list and prioritizing his tasks based on their importance and urgency. Then he tackled each task one by one without any distractions or interruptions. At first, Tom found it challenging to avoid the temptation to multitask. He had to resist the urge to check his phone, his email, or social media while working on a task. But as he focused more on each task, he found that he was able to complete them more efficiently and with fewer errors. Tom also found that focusing on one task at a time helped him to stay more present and mindful. He was also able to enjoy the process of completing each task and feel a sense of accomplishment. When he finished, in the end, Tom learned that avoiding multitasking was not just about being more productive, but also about being more present and engaged in the task that he was doing. By focusing on one task at a time, he was able to work more efficiently, make fewer mistakes, and feel less stressed and overwhelmed. Avoiding multitasking is essential for good time management skills. There once was a woman named Sarah who was always feeling overwhelmed and stressed. She had a full-time job and a family to take care of and other commitments that left her little time for herself. Sound familiar? One day, Sarah decided to take control of her life by creating a schedule. She sat down with a pen and paper and listed out all of her commitments for the week, including her work hours, her family responsibilities, and other obligations. Then she started to map out her days in detail. She allocated specific blocks of time for each one of those activities, making sure to include time for self-care, exercise, and relaxation. She also made sure to build in buffers for unexpected events or delays. At first, Sarah found it challenging to stick to her schedule. She often got sidetracked by social media, emails, and other distractions, but she persevered, reminding herself of the benefits of having a structured day. Over time, Sarah found that her schedule helped her feel more in control of her life, and she was able to manage her time more effectively and get more done, and still have time for herself. She also found that she was less stressed and more focused, which made her a better employee, a better mother, and a better friend. In the end, Sarah learned that creating a schedule was not just about managing time, but about managing priorities. By setting aside time for the things that mattered the most to her, she was able to lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Making a schedule is something that can increase your time management skills. First, we have the Google Calendar, and it's a free online calendar that can help you schedule appointments, set reminders, and organize your day. You can use it on your computer or your phone. Trello is a project management tool that you can help organize tasks, set deadlines, and track progress. Rescue Time is a time tracking tool that can help you understand how you are spending your time and identify areas for improvement. Check out for part 2 next. Focus at Will. This is a music app that can help you improve focus and productivity. Forest is an app that encourages you to stay focused by planting virtual trees. So if you stay focused, the trees grow, but if you get distracted, the trees die. Freedom is a website and an app blocker that can help eliminate distractions by blocking access to certain websites or apps. The Pomodoro technique is a time management technique that involves working for a set period of time, usually 25 minutes, and then taking a short break for about 5 minutes. You can also use a bullet journal. This is a customizable journaling system that can help you track tasks, appointments, and goals. There are time management books available, like different books for you to learn about time management, such as Getting Things Done by David Allen, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, time management courses, and they are online courses that are available for time management, such as Time Management Bundles on LinkedIn Learning and the Productivity Project on Udemy.